Have you decided to install a ceiling fan or replace a ceiling fan, and you wondered perhaps they have a box that looks similar to this, something like a junction box, maybe screwed to a 2x4, 2x6, 2x8, 2x10, whatnot, or you may have a bracket, something that looks similar to this bracket here for your ceiling fan, and you may and you may decide to put a bracket in. So you may not have one, and you may decide to put one in. Well, when putting one in, say you go to the box store and you find one for X amount, say $10, and then there's another one for 15 or 20. Is it better to buy the less expensive, or is it better to buy the more expensive? That's a relative question. So that's a question that I'm unable to answer. Now, what I would do is find this. This comes from the electrical supply house. If one actually looks at this metal, the gauge of metal, if you get the cheaper one, sometimes the metal gauge is thinner. So this gauge metal here is good quality and it's thick. So just do keep in mind when you're getting this bracket to put your ceiling fan here, and the bracket obviously would go up and be upended in this direction. But I would get the thicker, because if you get the thicker, when the fan rotates, and the fan's going to spin like so, and when the fan continues to spin, you may not, it may be more sturdy and more durable, so it doesn't, if you have a cheaper grade or a cheaper metal type from here, if the metal is not as thick, it may over a period of time get sloppy, and the ceiling fan may go something along this lines here. So my personal opinion is, when buying a bracket, it may be better to spend a few extra dollars, and it's not that much money, to get a little bit thicker metal. So, and you can actually just take it and thump the metal. It's not rocket science, and make sure that the metal, the gauge of metal is somewhat thick. If it just feels like flimsy aluminum, personally, I would err on the thicker side for the one that costs a few dollars more, that may be a little bit more durable, because over a period of time, when these ceiling fans rotate, and especially, and again, likewise, when buying the ceiling fan, you may get, there are different grades and many different types, but a thicker box will keep your fan from, it will not prevent it totally, but it may keep the rattle from vibrating. So just whenever you buy this bracket, do keep in mind, you may want to get two and juxtapose the two side by side to see what each bracket looks like, and to see which one's the thicker metal. Now, this particular one came from the electrical supply house. So, and I'll leave it at that. But so anyway, which bracket to buy when installing a ceiling fan in a residential home? Thank you. Have a great day.